Alright. Hey, it's James, and this is Descent. So, since I'm pretty new to YouTube, I'm going to be wanting to analyze people's videos. So, I'm going to be learning about fair use with you guys. So, yeah, I'm just going to read this. Fair use is a legal doctrine that promotes freedom of expression by permitting the unlicensed use of copyright protection works in certain circumstances. Section 107 of the Copyright Act provides the statutory framework. Let's see, what does that mean? Statutory, required, permitted, or enacted by statute. Required, statute. Okay. For determining whether something is a fair use and identifies certain types of uses such as criticism, comment, news reports. I'm mostly going to be doing these two in my videos. News reporting, teaching, that one too. Scholarship and research. Examples of activities that may qualify as fair use. Section 107 calls for the consideration of the following 4 factors in evaluating the question of fair use. Purpose and character of the use, including whether the use is of a commercial nature or is for non-profit educational purposes. That would be me. Courts look at how the party claiming fair use is using the copyrighted work and are more likely to find that non-profit educational and non-commercial uses are fair. This does not mean, however, that all non-profit education and non-commercial uses are fair are fair, and all commercial uses are not fair. Instead, courts will balance the purpose and character of the use against the other factors below. Additionally, transformative. Let's see what this means. Transformative. Control V, Control C, Control V, by the way, to copy paste if you didn't know. Causing a marked change in someone or something. Well, that might happen with what I'm trying to say, so that might be a problem. So, anyway. Okay. Well, no, it's not. It says, additionally, transformative uses are more likely to be considered fair. Transformative uses are those that add something new with a further purpose or different character and do not substitute for the original use of the work. Nature of the copyrighted work. This factor analyzes the degree to which the work used to relate. I'm echoing in my ear and it's annoying. Okay, let me try that again. Nature of the copyrighted work. This factor analyzes the degree to which the work that was used relates to copyright's purpose of encouraging creative expression. Thus, using a more creative or imaginative work, such as a novel, movie, or song, is less likely to support a claim of a fair use than using a factual work. So that's probably what I'm going to be doing most of the time, is factual works, such as a technical article, a news article, or a news item. In addition, use of an unpublished work is less likely to be considered fair. Okay. Amount and substantiality. Substantiality. That's a big word. Control substantiality. Substantiality. Control X. Control V. It means the quality of being substantial or having substance. Okay, good. Quality of being substantial or having substance. The amount and substantiality of the portion used in relation to the copyrighted work as a whole. Okay. Under this factor, courts look at both the quantity and quality of the copyrighted material that was used. If the use includes a large portion of the copyrighted work, fair use is less likely to be found. So this might be a problem for me because I'm probably going to analyze the entire video. So could be something used against me. So, but whatever. If the use employs only a small amount of copyrighted material, fair use is more likely. That said, some courts have found the use of an entire work to be fair under certain circumstances. So hopefully that's the case in my case. In other contexts, even a small amount of copyrighted work was determined not to be fair because the selection was an important part or the heart of the work. Effect of the use upon the potential market for a value of the copyrighted work. Here, courts review whether and to what extent the unlicensed use harms the existing or future markets for the copyright owner's original work. In assessing this factor, courts consider whether the use is hurting the current market for the original work. For example, by displacing sales of the original and or whether the use could cause substantial harm if it were to become widespread. In addition to the above, other factors may be considered by a court in weighing a fair use question, depending upon the circumstances. Courts evaluate fair use claims on a case-by-case basis. The outcome of any given case depends on the fact-specific inquiry. This means that there is no formula to ensure that a predetermined percentage or any amount of work or specific number of words, lines, pages, copies may be used without permission. Please note that the Copyright Office is unavailable to provide specific legal advice to individual members of the public about questions of fair use. So, basically, by the way, this is using the .gov website, so that's how you can know if a website's reliable. Yeah, so, I mean, I feel like that's pretty much it. I feel like the way I'm going to be analyzing videos, criticizing, commenting, teaching, fair use is probably not going to be too much of a problem. But we'll deal with that later if that arises. Thank you. And that is all. This was James with Dissent, or Indecent, or whatever. The channel name is Dissent. That's the point. Goodbye.